Rain hammered the roof like angry fists. My breath came in sharp bursts. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles went white. In the rearview mirror, mascara streaks cut down my cheeks like war paint. My name is Anna Reed, and tonight I am no longer a wife. Tonight I am a storm. Inside our big gray house at the end of Oak Street, I saw movement behind the curtains, a shadow I knew too well. His broad shoulders, her slender frame. My stomach twisted. My teeth chattered not from the cold but from rage. I wiped my wet hair back, eyes narrowing. "This ends tonight," I whispered, my voice ablade. When I first met Mark, he was a construction foreman with a crooked smile that made me feel safe. We met at a coffee shop in Spokane, Washington. He spilled his latte, I spilled my heart. Within a year, we were married. We bought a 2-story home in a quiet suburb. Cedar siding, white fence, the smell of pine after rain. Every morning, he kissed my forehead before work. I'd pack his lunch with a little sticky note. "Be safe. Love you." He'd grin, cheeks dimpling, and tap my nose. Those small human things mattered. I worked as a nurse at Sacred Heart Hospital. My shifts were long, but Mark made dinners. On weekends, we hiked Mount Spokane or grilled burgers with neighbors. People said we were the Reeds, the couple who always smiled at block parties. I wore simple dresses and soft lipstick. He wore calloused hands and a baseball cap. We talked about having kids next spring. Then came Elena, the live-in maid. She was 23, from Oregon, working nights to pay for college. Slim dark hair, shy smile. Mark hired her without asking me, saying, "Honey, you're exhausted. We need help." I felt awkward but agreed. She cooked well, cleaned better, and kept her head down. At first I even liked her, but small things changed. Mark started working late, or so he said. He left his phone face down. His hugs were shorter, his eyes distracted. At dinner, his fork scraped slower, his smile forced. I remember one Sunday morning. Sunlight poured into the kitchen. Elena served pancakes. Mark laughed at something she said, his eyes lighting up. A light I hadn't seen for me in months. I smiled politely, but my heart flickered. That night in bed, I reached for him. He rolled away, muttering he was tired. My fingers curled back. I stared at the ceiling fan spinning slow circles. My gut whispered what my mind refused to believe. It was a Tuesday in November. Cold wind, dry leaves skittering across the driveway. My shift ended early. I drove home, humming softly, hoping to surprise Mark with takeout. As I stepped inside, the house smelled of candle wax and something else. Musk, sweat. My nurse's shoes squeaked on the hardwood. I heard muffled laughter upstairs. My heart dropped. I crept up the stairs, each step a drumbeat. My palms were slick. The door to our bedroom was cracked. Light spilled out. I pushed it open with my fingertips. Mark was there. So was Elena, sheets tangled. His back arched, her nails on his skin. His mouth on hers. My breath caught like glass in my throat. He looked up, eyes wide, face draining of color. "Anna," he stammered, scrambling for the blanket. Elena yanked it up, covering herself, eyes wet. My body shook. My jaw clenched so tight it hurt. "How long?" My voice came out low, dangerous. Mark opened his mouth, but no words came. I turned and walked out, each step stiff, mechanical. Down the stairs, out the door. The November air hit my face like ice. Tears blurred my vision. My hands trembled as I fumbled for the car keys. Inside, I screamed. A raw, guttural sound. "Aha!" Slamming the steering wheel until my palms ached. That night, I didn't go home. I slept in my car near the hospital. In the morning, my reflection in the mirror showed swollen eyes, cracked lips. The Anna I knew was gone. The weeks after that were gray. I filed for separation. Mark moved Elena into the guest room openly. Word spread through the neighborhood like wildfire. At work, my hands trembled during IV insertions. Patients asked if I was okay. I forced a smile. At night, I sat in my empty apartment, lights off, scrolling through old photos. Our wedding day, Mark lifting me, both of us laughing. Now his laugh belonged to someone else. My nails dug crescents into my palms, bills piled up. I'd left the house voluntarily, but Mark froze the joint account. My lawyer said it could take months to sort. Meanwhile, Mark posted photos online. New truck, new watch, Elena on his arm. My stomach twisted. One rainy evening, I drove past our old house. Through the window, I saw them at the dinner table. He poured her wine in my glasses, the ones etched with our initials. My breath hitched. My fist tightened on the steering wheel until my knuckles popped. I lost weight. My cheeks hollowed. My coworkers whispered. In the bathroom mirror at work, I stared at myself, eyes red, hair limp. I pressed both palms to the sink. "You're still here," I whispered, but my voice cracked. Then one day, Mark served me papers. He wanted full ownership of the house, claiming I'd abandoned it. His signature scrawled at the bottom like a knife wound. I sat on the cold floor of my apartment, papers spread around me. My hair hung in my face. Tears dripped onto the ink. Something inside me snapped. My grief burned off like fog under sunlight, leaving something sharper. Not despair. Resolve. I stopped crying. I started planning. First, I changed my posture. Shoulders back, chin up. I cut my hair to a sharp bob, dyed it darker. My blue eyes seemed brighter against it. My coworkers noticed. "You look different," they said. I just smiled, a small, secret smile. I documented everything. Bank statements, text messages, photos of Mark and Elena together. I hired a private investigator, a wiry man named Cole with crow's feet eyes. "You want proof?" he asked. "I'll get it." While he worked, I trained. Not at a gym, but in my own way, running after shifts, boxing at a small studio downtown. Each punch into the bag echoed. Sweat rolled down my temples. My muscles firmed. My breathing steadied. At night, I researched legal options. Washington state has strict rules about marital assets. Adultery could influence property division. My lawyer, a sharp woman named Kira, raised an eyebrow at my thick folder of evidence. "You've been busy," she said. "Yes," I replied, voice steady. "I'm done being a victim. I also prepared emotionally." I pictured the confrontation. I pictured Mark's smug face cracking. I rehearsed my words aloud in the mirror, jaw set. My reflection stared back, unblinking. Cole delivered the final package: photos, timestamps, hotel receipts. It was airtight. The night before the hearing, I stood on my balcony, cool wind on my face. Below, city lights glittered. I whispered, "Tomorrow, Justice." My hands curled into fists, but they were steady now. My heartbeat slowed. Ba-dum, ba-dum. I felt powerful, not angry screaming power, but cold, precise power. The courtroom smelled of old wood and dust. Fluorescent lights buzzed softly. My heels clicked as I walked in, head high. People turned. Mark sat at the respondent's table, wearing a new suit. Elena sat behind him, eyes downcast. My heart thudded, but my face stayed calm. My lawyer whispered, "We've got this." I nodded once. Mark smirked at me, a little curl of the lip. My jaw tightened. My fists rested on the table, nails biting into my skin. The judge entered. "All rise," we stood. My breath came slow. Kira presented the evidence. Photo after photo on the screen. Mark with Elena in hotels, expensive dinners paid from our joint account, receipts, texts, even a video from Cole's hidden camera. Mark kissing her on our bed. Gasps in the courtroom. Mark's face went pale. His hands clenched. "This is private," he barked, standing. The judge's gavel slammed. "Sit down, Mr. Reed." I watched him expressionless. Inside, my heart burned like iron in a forge. The judge read the ruling. The house awarded to me restitution for misused funds and spousal support. Mark's mouth opened, closed. Elena's eyes filled with tears, but I wasn't done. Outside on the courthouse steps, Mark lunged at me. "You ruined me!" he hissed, grabbing my arm. I yanked free, voice sharp. "You ruined yourself!" He swung, a clumsy punch. I ducked. My training took over. My fist shot out, connecting with his jaw. He stumbled back, eyes wide. People shouted. I straightened, breathing hard but steady, fists up. "Never touch me again." Security rushed in, pulling him away. His lip bled. He glared at me, but there was fear now. I lowered my fists slowly, my hands trembling not from fear but release. My chest rose and fell. Tears blurred my eyes, but my mouth curved into the first real smile in months. Weeks later, I stood in the doorway of the house on my house. Fresh paint, new locks. The scent of lemon cleaner and freedom. Sunlight streamed through the windows. My footsteps echoed on the hardwood like a new beginning. I planted new flowers out front, bright marigolds, stubborn against the cold. Neighbors waved. Some whispered, but their eyes held respect now. Inside, the walls felt lighter. I hung my nursing degree in the hall, a symbol of my own strength. At night, I lit candles not to hide sense, but to mark peace. Mark had been fined for contempt after the courthouse incident. Elena left him within days. Last I heard, he was living in a rented trailer outside town. That was his path now. I wasn't dating anyone yet. I didn't need to. My reflection in the mirror showed a woman with clear eyes, shoulders squared. I touched the glass lightly. "You're still here," I whispered. But this time my voice was warm. On Sunday mornings, I cooked pancakes just for me. I played music loud. Sometimes I laughed out loud, surprising myself. Soft chuckle. Heh. One evening, I sat on the porch watching the sunset. My hands rested on my knees, palms open. The sky burned orange, fading to purple. Tears slipped down my cheeks, but they were soft, cleansing tears. My lips curved into a quiet smile. I realized revenge hadn't made me bitter. It had made me free. My story was no longer about betrayal. It was about reclaiming myself. I whispered a final line to the fading light. Justice isn't always kind, but it's always worth it, and the wind carried it away.